Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. So it's definitely been a long time since I've done a sit down video for you guys, so I'm super excited and I'm excited about this topic. So if you guys follow me on social media, you know I have a clothing brand, or I've also talked about it on my channel here. And a lot of people always ask me like, how am I able to balance like being in school and also running my business? So I thought it would be a great idea just to give you guys some tips on how I'm able to do both. This could apply to any passions that you guys have if you're in school, whether it be undergrad, grad school, professional school, whatever it is you're in, and whatever business or any creative outlet that you guys have. And also the fact that it's PA school, PA school is like healthcare and like science, and like my clothing brand really allows me to be like creative. So you could say that the two don't really relate, but that's kind of just how I am as a person. Like I have so many different passions and I don't like to limit myself. So I hope that I'll be able to inspire you guys to know that you don't have to limit yourself to any one specific field. You can literally do whatever you put your mind to, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So let's get into it. So disclaimer, I do want to say that, running a business, everything is on my time. So I clock in and I clock out when I want to. I can work on my business at like literally 3 a.m. and it doesn't matter. So it really allows me to be able to manage my time very well, as opposed to something that is super structured and I know that like I need to be doing it like Monday through Friday or whatever. So the way I balance everything is that I make my PA school schedule first, because that is way more rigid and I don't have as much like leeway to play around with my schedules and to move things around. And then from my PA school schedule, I add on like where I can fit in things related to my business. I plan very, very far in advance. Right now, it's currently October, sorry. I have everything planned for my business all the way up until July 2025. Like I have a broad idea for my plans for October, November, December, and you get it, right? So I don't go into extreme details, but I do kind of have an overarching plan for the month, and this allows me to plan way in advance. And as the months are getting nearer and nearer, I add more details. So I jot down ideas as they come to me. That's another thing. I really try to not procrastinate. Like any idea I have, I try to write it down immediately so I can remember it, and I write it down for the specific event that I'm trying to do it for. So if I have a new collection I'm trying to do and I come up with a new idea, I go in that collection and I write it down. So I just always make sure to keep myself super organized. There are different ways that I do this. I like to use Google Drive the most. So I have like a Google Calendar and I put all of my clothing brand stuff on there. And then I also have my Apple Calendar, and that's where I put all of my school stuff. And then I try to make sure that nothing really overlaps, and I try to plan good baddie related things on the days that I don't have to do that much schoolwork. There are also like apps that you could use like for productivity and organizing your life. I know Notion is a good one, but I haven't used it because every time I tried to use Notion, it was too confusing, but I always hear really good things about it. So maybe one day I will start using it, just not right now. Once you have everything like kind of planned out, you have to do things as they come. So if I write like tomorrow I'm supposed to do this, you better believe tomorrow I will be doing it. Like don't give yourself space to procrastinate and to delay. I try not to delay things if I don't have to. And anything that like I missed the day before, I tack it on right next to the next day, because then things are just gonna start to pile up, and that's when you like lose track of time and your time management doesn't work as well. So I really try to do everything that I said I was gonna do. So yeah, I schedule every single thing that I'm gonna do for my business. I schedule when I'm gonna send emails. I schedule when I'm gonna post things, schedule my SMS messages. I schedule everything so that when it's time to do it, I literally just have to press send. So if I know I'm gonna post something on social media, I'll make the flyer or whatever, like let's say literally at like 1 a.m. one random night, because that's when I could fit it in. And then I'll schedule it to post it whatever day at, let's say like 2 p.m. So like I'll literally be like at clinicals and my stuff gets posted. So it might look like, I'm doing like a bunch of things, but really I just plan so far in advance that like I'm able to post everything when I want to. Also, I do want to be completely transparent to you guys. So I'm currently in my clinical year. During my clinical year, I believe I've had 2 drops. So I dropped a bathing suit collection in the beginning of the year, and then something recently last month or 2 months ago, I don't remember. But yeah, so during clinicals, I was able to have way more drops than during didactic year. I think didactic year, I had one drop and I didn't really put like my oomph behind it like how I would have wanted to, because I was so busy. So I just want to be completely honest with you guys. I kind of have like a system going, but at the same time, you know, it does take time to get your system down packed, and there are going to be times where you give 100% and times where you give 80, and I really do not like to do that, especially when it comes to business, because I feel like you always need to be giving 100%. But in all honesty, there are times where I think I feel like I kind of don't put my best foot forward, and maybe on the outside it didn't seem that way, but knowing what I'm capable of, I was like kind of frustrated and just felt like the marketing wasn't as good, and just the creativity behind like everything wasn't as good as I would have wanted it to be. So during clinical year, I really took a step back to try to reanalyze everything, and I feel like I've been doing a lot better this year, and I'm way less stressed out, so that has helped me a ton. So another thing that I think is super important is having a good support system, like surrounding yourself with people that see the vision, that get the vision, especially like being in school and everything. So people are gonna be like, why are you not completely focused on school? Like, why are you not doing this? Or like, you're like your little business or whatever. And you have to just take that thought captive and send it back to sender. I remember one time someone told me like, oh, this is not gonna last because you're gonna go to school and you're gonna stop it. And I'm basically gonna be like all the people that started a business and then they stop. And I was like, no, I didn't even tell him no. I was just like, whatever. And I've had people say like, oh, only your first drop is gonna be good and like nothing after that's gonna be good. So there's always gonna be people, and these people are literally telling me to my face, at least they had the balls to do it. But there are gonna be people that are gonna tell you that you can't do something, but if God said you can do it, you can do it. And that's another thing, like God has definitely been the person to provide me with all of the strength to be able to do everything that I do. So without him, it would be absolutely impossible. Another tip I have is to try to outsource as many things as you can. So outsourcing basically means like when you don't have to do it yourself, you find someone else to do it. Usually you have to pay that person to do it, and then that frees up your time so you can work on other things. So for example, sometimes I'll have like my sister do my flyers, or like do my social media stuff, or whoever, or I'll have people that look things up for me. If I'm like, I'm trying to do something, can you find me some spaces? Or like when I did my billboard, like I had like someone else do the billboard for me. So just trying to find like, or even like my manufacturers, like I design the clothes, but I don't actually like cut and sew them because I don't know how to sew. You know, having people that do things for you, this allows you to free up your time a lot more. Most of my time goes towards like marketing and coming up with ideas and like my website. So once I'm like out of PA school and I have the funds, like I would really like to outsource my marketing and doing my website as well. But as of right now, that's on me. A typical day of me doing like PA school work and like good baddie work, I try to split my days in half. So let's say I have like 5 things to do during the day. Like I have to study, watch lectures, and like go to clinicals or something. So I'll go to clinicals, watch a lecture, but everything on 2x speed, and then I'll study. So I do all of my PA related things first, and then I'll do like the good baddie things after, if that's like working on a collection, packaging, shipping. So I don't try to jump back and forth. Like I'm not gonna watch a lecture and then like work on my collection and then go back and study and then go shipping. No, I like to like separate everything. So I'm like, okay, first half of the day is going to be dedicated to this, and then second half is going to be dedicated to that. And a tip that I have is to try to do the thing that you most likely don't want to do first. So the thing that I'm like dreading, I do it first because in the morning I have the most energy. So I try to do the thing that I don't want to do first to get it out of the way, and also because like I have the most energy to do it. So if I'm tired and there's something that I really want to do, I'm more likely to do it because I'm more excited to do it. So that's just how I like trick my brain to do things that I don't want to do. So another tip that I have is I try not to feel sorry for myself. And a lot of times I can get down, y'all. I'm like, oh, why am I doing this? Like, what is the point of this? Like, whatever. And I'm like, there's no point in feeling sorry for yourself because one, no one told me to do this. No one told me to go to PA school. No one told me to have a business while I'm in PA school. It's like, these are all things that I put on myself. So I really just need to have my big girl pants on and push myself and realize that I chose this life, so I gotta do it. And I'm excited to do it. I feel fulfilled when I do it. But you know, we all have those moments where we're like, oh, we're feeling down, but I really try not to feel sorry for myself, and I try to build myself up as much as I can. I'm like, you got this, like God told you could do this. I try to think about those moments where I really felt like God like showed me which path to take, and I'm like, no word God said will return void to him. So if he said you can do it, then you can do it. All of God's promises will come to pass. Like I really try to like build myself up, and I do it like with the help of the Holy Spirit. Because if it was just me, like I promise you I would have been like, throw in the towel, I'm done, I'm not doing this anymore. But I really try to like remember and like have that confidence that's rooted in the Lord. I'm always making sure that I'm praying and like I stay prayed up and I'm armored. You know how they say like put on the full armor of God like when you start the day? I really try to do this because I feel like the enemy could attack me at all different angles because I'm doing so much stuff. Like my manufacturer could piss me off, like my family could piss me off, like something from school could piss me off. So I really try to like put myself like, okay, like Spirit of the Lord, fill me up, like when I do things, like guide me to do them, because if not, I can get like thrown off track so easily because I feel like I'm not, I don't want to say I'm not an easy target because I will go to war with the enemy, but it's like, I know that, you know, he wants to snatch me up because I'm doing so much. And it's like, I really have to stay like focused and rooted in the Lord so that he does not have the opportunity to attack me. So I believe that's it for now. You guys can always leave me a comment if you have any questions. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that we can be friends. And you guys can always follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of my like behind the scenes stuff. Like, you guys want to keep up like more in real time, you can follow me on Instagram. And yeah, so I hope that this video was inspiring for you guys. If you guys have anything that you would like to be doing but you feel like, you know, two of your passions don't really align, I'm here to tell you that's a lie, and you can do whatever it is that you put your mind to.